Councilmember Mundy, can you hear me?
Log in Councilmember Mundy, who is not able to join us in person this morning, but will be trying to Zoom.
Morning.
Oh, we can't see. He's-
Good morning. I'm Alan Joins, Mayor of Winston-Salem, and I call to order this special meeting of the Winston-Salem City Council and would ask the city clerk to call the roll, please.
Councilmember Larson.
Present.
Councilmember Clark.
Here.
Councilmember Mundy.
Present.
Councilmember Scipio.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Adams.
Here.
Councilmember Taylor.
Present.
Councilmember McIntosh.
Here.
And Councilmember Burke.
Here.
Well, thank you, and thank you, members of the audience who are here with us today. The City Council and I have been on a fairly long journey, I guess 2.5, 3 months of a very important decision of selecting a new city manager for the city of Winston-Salem. We've had about 30 candidates that applied for this position. We went through a vetting process with our consultant. We had top finalists go through a day-and-a-half assessment center. Some of you all here, Mr. Red was a part of that. We appreciate that, and gave us recommendations. And then the City Council and I interviewed each of the 3 finalists one-on-one. And then we're here today to move forward with the hiring of a city manager. But the hiring would be, of course, subject to a thorough background check as well as negotiating a successful contract. So with that, I would recognize Mayor Pro Tem Adams for a motion, if she's ready.
Thank you, Mayor. Members of the council, I move that we extend a conditional offer of employment to, is there supposed to be a name in here? No,
Just say it.
but I don't. Patrick Pate for the position of city manager, subject to their agreement to the city's contractual terms, including but not limited to the pre-employment screening requirements.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember McIntosh. Is there any discussion of the motion?
Yes,
Councilmember
thank you, Mayor. I would like to make a substitute motion that we make the offer to hire Ms. Patrice Toney to be our next city manager for the city of Winston-Salem.
Second.
Second by Mr. Taylor. There's a substitute motion by Councilmember Burke, seconded by Councilmember Taylor. All right, we will vote all in favor.
Discussion?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Thank you. Today, I will be voting for Patrice Toney as our next as our next city manager. She has over 25 dynamic and progressive years within local city government in the city of Winston-Salem. I'm voting for her because she is the best candidate. She's the most experienced candidate, and she is the most qualified for this job. Patrice has the most experience living in Winston-Salem. She was born and raised right here. She has the most experience working for the city of Winston-Salem. In fact, she has spent her entire career dedicated to serving and working in this community. She has the most experience working with the agencies our city works with. She has the most experience leading and creating programs in Winston-Salem. She has the most experience with our residents. And most important, she performs duties. She has been assigned duties that are normally performed by city managers in other cities. For example, in her current role as assistant city manager, she leads major departments in our city, such as the Human Relations, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Department, Neighborhood Services, Housing Development, and all of the public safety departments, including police, fire, and emergency management. Patrice has also initiated and led an unprecedented number of new efforts, such as creating the BEAR team, which is an alternative to police response for mental health 911 calls, the creation and implementation of the Weaver Fire Victim Relief Fund, designing and facilitating a community engagement process for hiring our new police chief, serving as co-lead for the implementation of Cure Violence, the development of oversight of the new hospital-based violence intervention program with Atrium Health. She's credentialed. She holds a master's degree from the UNC Charlotte and a master's degree in public administration with a specific concentration in local government management. She's received extensive professional development, including graduating from the UNC Chapel Hill School of Government's Public Executive Leadership Academy and Harvard Kennedy School of Government's Senior Executives in State and Local Government. When we appoint her in a few minutes as our next city manager, she will be able to come in and hit the ground running tomorrow doing the work. She won't need to be brought up to speed. She won't need to be familiarized. She won't need to meet staff. She won't need to be introduced to the community, partners, and leaders of agencies and organizations that we do business with in the city. She won't need to meet the residents. She won't need to go on a tour. She will be able to go in and pick up where she left off 5 minutes before she walked in today. Patrice
Thank
Toney
you, folks, for your enthusiasm.
possesses the most preparedness, the most experience, and the most readiness to hit the ground running tomorrow as the city manager in Winston-Salem. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember. All right, we do have a substitute motion to appoint Patrice Toney as a city manager. All those in favor of the substitute motion would raise your hand, please.
Aye.
1, 2, 3. In favor of that motion. All those opposed to that motion would raise your hand. I say 1, 2, 3, 4. And Councilmember Mundy, how do you vote, please?
I am voting not in favor of that substitute motion.
Councilmember Mundy votes no in that regard, so the motion fails. We're back to the original motion, which is to appoint Mr. Patrick Pate as city manager. All those in favor of that motion, would you please raise your hand? See, 1, 2, 3, 4. And Councilmember Mundy, how do you vote?
I'm going to vote in favor.
Councilmember Mundy votes yes. The motion passes 5-3. Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Move for adjournment.
Second. Motion second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Councilmember Mundy, thank you very much for
Thanks, Kevin.
joining.
Get well soon.
Angela gonna be back.